podcast. Thanks for being here. Thanks for tuning in. If you're an author and you know that the stage is how you can spread your message further, how you can sell additional products and services, and even expand your presence and your brand online, I'm excited for today's conversation because we're talking about just that. How, as an author, you can speak and use that to really spread your influence in the world. So I'm excited to have Jackie Lapin on the interview on the podcast with us today. And I met Jackie actually at an event called Pup Con, which is put on by David Fagan. And it was a wonderful event and got to meet her and a number of other people. And I was just so impressed by all the information, all the value that she gives to authors and those that are looking to spread their wings as speakers and to gain more visibility that way. So let me introduce you to Jackie. Jackie Lapin helps leaders, authors, coaches, speakers, and entrepreneurs get booked on more stages faster and easier so they can grow their business, increase revenue, and change more lives. She's an expert at aiding them to get booked, and she provides strategy, guidance, and she leads them through her SpeakerTunity programs, tip sheets, and 75 regional, 60 niche speaker contact directories and conference connection subscription service that get change makers booked for speaking engagements, along with radio shows, podcasts, virtual summits, TEDx events, virtual networking all across North America. SpeakerTunity, which we're going to talk about a little today, also offers a speaker one sheet and presentation slides, graphic design service, turnkey success booking system, and more. This is the ultimate speaker's toolbox, a one-stop shop for the speaker. So I'm so excited. Let's welcome to the podcast, Jackie. Thanks for being here.
Oh, Parcell, I'm delighted to be here. Authors, leaders, experts are my favorite people. And because you're making the world a better place, you're helping people. And so my mission, as you just said, is to give you a leg up. Take some of that burden off of you. Make your life easier. So that's what we're here to talk about today.
Yes, absolutely. Now, how did you get into this world, into this space?
So it goes a long way back. I started out as a youngster deciding that I wanted to be a sports writer when there were no women sports writers. I married my favorite two things, the Los Angeles Dodgers and writing. And 20, I was at the Detroit Free Press. 21, I was at the Associated Press. And 22, I was at the Washington Post. And so I went on from there to have one of the largest sports special events and cable TV PR agencies in America. About 20 years of that, and the media was changing, and I had a calling to write a couple of books. And the second book was the best spiritual book of the year at the International New Age Trade Show. And I realized that the people who were changing the world were the people that were in my heart. And I wanted to change lives as well. So I changed my agency. It became Conscious Media Relations. And we started doing radio podcast tours, which we still do, where we introduce leaders and experts to 9,000 podcasts and radio shows at the same time with a minimum guarantee of 30 interviews. And so we've been doing that, coming along doing that. And about 8 years ago, some of these people came to me and said, "Can you book me for speaking gigs?" And I said, "I don't want to do that, but I know where they are. So why don't I just tell you?" And that's how SpeakerTunity was born. That was our first product. We now have about 15 of them, and we have a membership program that makes it really easy to get a whole bunch of them all packed in one. So, it was an automatic evolution. I say I followed God's breadcrumbs, and as people needed things, we created new products that helped fill that gap of what they needed. And so that's how we ended up with SpeakerTunity as the one-stop shopping for the speaker leader.
That's incredible. And what a story. I mean, that journey, I just imagine the number of people that you've met and, the number of projects and even books and speeches that you've been able to witness over time. So that's incredible. You're bringing so much to this space. And it sounds like the offer and the things that you're providing, like you said, are meeting that need where they are and addressing a lot of their challenges and problems. So let's talk a little bit about that. What are some of the biggest hangups and challenges around establishing yourself as a speaker and getting more bookings and getting into that? What are the challenges that sort of come up that you hear a lot about?
Well, the first thing is stage fright. So many people have a resistance to being on stage. But if you have a course like this, you have to get out. You have to deliver it. You have to put it in front of people, or else you're not going to generate revenue from it. So getting over that stage fright is one thing, and there are lots of techniques to do that. And one of the great things is, if you are not really sure about your stage presence and your confidence, then there are great speaker trainers out there, many of which are part of our new SpeakerTunity resource collective, where it's like an online yellow pages of leaders and experts that serve the speaker industry. And so that's one thing, is getting confidence, getting your speaking skills up. Now, let's say that you've already got a talk and you're confident and you're just starting to get the word out. The next problem is that people mostly face is, I don't know where to find my speaking gigs, or I don't know what tools I need. So tools are the next really thing that you need to start with. You need to have a great speaker one sheet that basically speaks to the problem that you are solving for the audience. That's the most important message you can give a speaker booker. You need to have a great proposal pitch letter that you attach the speaker one sheet to, and you really should have some video, 3 to 5 minutes worth of compelling video of you on stage. Yes, you can use virtual if you don't yet have live stages, but you should have those 3 things. So then now you've got your tools. Now you got to go out looking for the bookings. But before you do that, you actually have to make time to do this. And that's the other holdback. Most people do not make the time to do it. They say, I'm going to get to it at the end of this week sometime. And you never do. There's always something else. So you either have to book 3 hours a week in your calendar, block it off to do nothing else but your booking tasks, or you need to actually retain somebody to do this for you. That's one of the things. We have a new resource called Book For You Virtual Assistants, our strategic partner, that if you get our directories and get our resources and you don't have time to do the outreach, they'll do it for you. So you can retain them separately. So that's really a great way to solve that problem. But if you're going to do it yourself, you need to commit the time. You need to go find those speaking gigs, which is, of course, how we help. And then start sending the materials out to those people. That's basically how you start the ball rolling. And there's just, people think, well, what's out there for me? Well, I got news for you. There are something like 10,000 speaking opportunities, live and virtually, in the United States and Canada alone every single day. And since we've just done 75 regional Speaker League directories, I can tell you that there are between 1,500 and 3,000 meetings, venues, and associations just in your market if you live in the US and Canada. So it's easy enough to find the speaking opportunities. Or let's say that you just want a niche, you have a specialty niche that you want to talk in. Women's business, entrepreneurs, health and wellness support groups, coaches, authors, teachers, whatever it might be. We have niche directories, just niche directories, SpeakerTunity specialties, where you can get all the meetings, venues, and association contacts for that niche. So there are lots of ways to cut it. And of course, one of the things that I'm really excited about is we just launched a conference connection service. So if you just want to head to conferences, if that's your thing, you don't want to worry about meetings, then we've got a way for you to solve to get that problem as well, because we've got 3,000 conferences that are looking for speakers right this minute, every single month in SpeakerTunity Conference Connections. And if you don't even want to leave home, we'll tell you which ones are live, virtual, or hybrid. So lots of different ways to cut this pie. The important thing is don't hide your light under a bushel and just wait for people to come and invite you to speak.
Yeah, absolutely. That's definitely the big mistake there, is just to sit and wait. You definitely have to be proactive. And I love with what you've created. I mean, it is so jam-packed with value that really saves a lot of time, trying to find these events, finding the event organizers, especially finding something that's going to fit within your niche. Can you share a little bit about, if let's say there's a woman author who is teaching on productivity, right? And she were to be a part of SpeakerTunity and, begin this process of finding booking or getting booked to be a speaker. How would she be utilizing your resource, I guess, in a step-by-step? How do you instruct and help them to do that? How can they best utilize these resources?
Well, if it's productivity, you're probably wanting to talk to entrepreneurial groups. And so you would want to get our niche specialty directory for entrepreneurial meetings all across the United States and Canada. Then you might also want to go get conference connections and go in there and look at the different industries and the different kinds of conferences that really would be amenable. And we've got this broken down by 60 different specialties. So if you want a particular industry, or if you just want marketing, or leadership, or if you want women's business meetings, or just women's general, empowerment meetings, it makes it really easy for you to find the ones that are right for you. Now, the other thing that I wanted to point out too is that speaking doesn't necessarily just mean live and virtual stages. I mean, you're also talking about podcasts. You're talking about virtual summits. You are talking about the whole gamut of speaking, including TEDx's. Now, TEDx you can't sell on, but it does a couple of things for you. It gives you real credibility and the kinds of a URL that you can use to open doors with clients, with other gigs. It's going to help you get more gigs. That's your 3 to 5 minute video. You can use it. So it's a little bit longer, but a TEDx is always a winner. And once people see that you've done a TEDx, they're more than likely to ask you to reach out to you to speak. So you use it as an outbound, and you use it as a lead generation to get speaking gigs. So there's the whole gamut of things. You don't need to just think about, okay, how do I get on a live stage?
Right. And then you get on the stage and then you present. How do you coach and advise that they can get the most value out of that time on stage? To really ensure that this is going to be successful.
Well, you need to have a great offer. And if you've got a course, that's your offer. It needs to be selling. It needs to be something that's compelling. You need to add some time factor into it, or some limitation factor, and it gets them to actually take action right then. So you got to have a great offer. Obviously, your skills and confidence level, you can't sit up there and be afraid to say, oh my God, I'm actually offering something here. I don't feel good about this. You need to be confident about making that offer from stage. If you're going to do PowerPoint, you got to have a great PowerPoint, and it can't be just a bunch of words. That's one of the things we will help you with. We can either give you a template, up-level your existing slides, or do something for you from scratch. And by the way, what we haven't mentioned here is we also do the Speaker One sheets, or the podcast introductory sheet designs for you. So all of those things need to, be really compelling and ready to go. And then when you're in a room, you need to be really authentic. You need to be you need to be vulnerable. You need to be able to show that you care, that you're there in service, and you're not trying to just hammer people for a sale. And those factors will all increase your ability to market and get people to want to know and have more from you, for them to follow. I mean, you have to remember from the stage that you're not selling them, you're inviting them. You're saying, look, I've given you some information. By the way, every speech should not be just a sales pitch. It needs to have incredible value for 3/4 of it. This is what you'll learn, so that when you do go to make the offer, it's, can I show you a way to get more? Can I show you how to get to the next level? Would you allow me to be your guide in getting you up to the next level? It's an invitation.
I love that. It really is an invitation. It's not a hard sell. It's not, you being up there to do something uncomfortable, right? I love that, because you can do it with ease and with grace to invite people to what you're offering. And before we jumped on the call today to start recording, we actually talked about your membership and a free gift that you're gonna invite the listeners and those watching in to take advantage of, because as you can hear, there's so much that Jackie has really thought out and put into her offers to help you get in touch with the main people who are putting on these events. And so I would love for you to share more about that gift for the audience, and and uh, and how they can take advantage of that.
Thank you, Parchell. So hopefully you've gotten excited about some of these things. So we have a new membership program called SpeakerTunity Members Only. And what that does is it's given you a lot of options, but in one simple way to take advantage of it. So in our silver level membership, we give you a choice. But let me first say that you're going to be included in our SpeakerTunity showcase where bookers can find you. 2, you'll get access to our resource collective with people who serve the speaker industry. But most importantly, you get to pick one of 5 subscription products that you will get access to. One is SpeakerTunity Radio Insider that gives you 40 life-enhancing podcast radio shows and videocasts every month. The second one is SpeakerTunity Radio Insider for Business, which gives you 40 B2B shows every month. The next one is SpeakerTunity Summits, which gives you virtual summits that you will have a steady stream that are looking for guest presenters, and giveaways looking for partners. The next one is SpeakerTunity Speaker Leads, which is a smorgasbord of speaker leads, live and virtual speaker leads all over North America, 120 of them every single month, that is just going to be able to give you meetings, conferences, TEDx's, spiritual centers, bookstores, retreats, associations, and more. And the last one is SpeakerTunity Conference Connections, with those 3,000 speaking opportunities at conferences. You can pick from one of those 5. And the offer that I'm going to give you today is that you can come in and try it for 7 days free. Just try it for 7 days free. Fool around, see what you like. And if you like it, you stay on. And let's say that you're in for 3 months on one of them, and you thought, I'd rather try another one. We'll just move you around. As long as you are a member, you can pick and choose whatever you want. Now, let's say that that's all well and good, and you've got one product and you want to move up. Well, it's really easy to move up in the membership program and get more of those products all in one, all wrapped up. So, but I want to give you this trial. It's a simple and easy way to kind of find your way around, see what you like, and hopefully stick around a while.
That is an incredible offer, and I highly, highly encourage everyone tuning in to take advantage of that. You can't lose with that. Go and check it out, see what's there for you. I'm pretty sure there's something there for you, especially with as much that she's put into this, even breaking down the categories, if you will, for where you can best show up and take advantage of the opportunities that are out there. People need your voice. They want to hear what you have to say. And that's what you're here for as well. Make an impact and make income too. So I love that that opportunity is there with what you provided. So Jackie, thank you for that. Thank you for sharing that.
And those links, of course, are going to be in the show notes, right, Parchell?
Yes.
Great.
All the links to this, as well as ways you can get in touch with Jackie, are going to be linked below this episode. So I highly recommend checking that out. And as we wrap up the conversation, Jackie, thank you so much. I would acknowledge the work that you have done in this space. You're truly a pioneer for sure, and just really making the way for a lot of people to help spread their message. So thank you for that. And we'd love for you to share any parting words of advice and wisdom, any last words that you have. And then also one question I ask all of our guests is, what is your one word? If there's one word that you could leave the world with that came from Jackie Lapin, what would that word be?
It would be service.
Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. I love that. I love that. And any parting words of advice?
The only speaking program that doesn't work is the one that you don't enact. Get out there and deliver your message.
Beautiful. You guys heard it from Jackie. I highly recommend just checking in with her and connecting with her. Thank you so much for being here on the podcast, Jackie. This really meant a lot. And thank you to everyone who tuned in today. We will see you next time at the Author's Leverage, and be sure to connect with Jackie.